Why? Why put our bodies through these tough conditions? Why camp up here at Ice Lake with below freezing temperatures when we could have been sleeping comfortably in a tea house? Why do we get this urge to reach high altitudes? Why do we hike? It was a freezing night, with the symphony of snores and an unfamiliar sleeping setup. I don't think anyone slept particularly well. We were greeted with a sea of flowing clouds, unveiling the moon elegantly setting against the Annapurna peaks. Looking at the majestic mountain peaks, all the troubles needed to get here seemed insignificant. Climb high, see wide. How did the founders of my high school know I would fall in love with climbing mountains 100 years later when they came up with this motto? Today was a much needed and much deserved rest day. We had a pretty chill morning, enjoying our breakfast with an amazing view before heading back down to Manang. The difference between today and yesterday, the vibes, it's like day and night. Uphill bad, downhill good. Yesterday it took us 9 long hours to reach Ice Lake. Morale was low. Today it only took us less than 2 hours to get back down to Manang. I don't have any knee issues yet, so going downhill was absolutely a blast. Or maybe we just really wanted to get the gang back together. We were glad that Katrina was feeling way better after descending. Altitude sickness is not a joke. After the Ice Lake hike, a lot of us knew what sort of equipment we lacked in order to tackle even higher altitudes, so we hit the stores in Manang. I got an extra layer of puffer jacket and a pair of trekking poles. En route to Ice Lake, one of the oldest monasteries in the region could be found at the idyllic village of Braga. We had the whole afternoon free, so we decided to check it out. Apart from diverse, stunning landscapes, the Annapurna region is also home to a diversity of cultures and religions. Tibetan Buddhism dominates in higher elevations, with locals displaying colorful prayer flags around monasteries and stupas and spinning prayer wheels. Time climbing up these deadly slopes up to Manang. I swear, this is my nemesis. So I finally bite the bullet and got myself some hiking poles after struggling so bad during the Ice Lake hike. I've never used poles before, so let's see how it goes. Good morning! We are finally leaving Manang today.
What are you doing?
We took another detour from the Annapurna circuit. We headed towards one of the most famous high-altitude lakes in the world, Tilicho Lake. The whole Ice Lake experience really made me doubt if I could make it, as it was even higher than Ice Lake. But I was glad to see my SpO2 is slowly rising back to baseline. I'm not a huge fan of trekking poles. You see, I always love freeing my hands for using my camera and I always feel like my feet go way faster than my arms can go. It was definitely a learning curve. By today, everything has become a routine. Breakfast at 6, start walking at 7, water break every once in a while, tea break at 11, lunch at 3. We reminded ourselves not to order any food during tea breaks but to wait till lunch instead. As the tea houses there prepare everything from scratch, it would reasonably take a while. Weather usually started to change by noon. As the clear blue skies disappeared into thick clouds, it got colder and it looked like it was going to snow.
I love this weather.
Yeah.
Everybody put their names in the bag, right? Yesterday?
We're about 4,000 meters right now and it's snowing finally. As we got higher in altitude, hiking days became shorter as we could not ascend too quickly, and every single step we took became more strenuous than the previous one. We again had the whole afternoon to ourselves, so we explored around. As we headed west, the lush green vegetation faded and the terrain began to grow otherworldly. It was like we were walking on the surface of the moon with huge slopes of slippery gravel that went straight down to the river deep in the gorge. Soon we entered the landslide area.
Be careful, eyes on the trail, because if we fall, we die. That's it. End of the story. All right.
One wrong step, then you die. There was no room for error. We needed that reminder. For such a large group, it was easy for us to get too excited and distracted. Having amazing guides and porters like ours was crucial to the success of our hike. They handled all the heavy lifting, literally, so that we could focus on enjoying the trail.
And there's a wind already, so the rocks are falling because it's a naked trail. So let's not stop during this patch. Just keep on walking. Careful, okay? There's not much place to put your feet in.
As the wind picks up, we saw rocks the size of baseballs rolling down and gaining speed before hitting the trail. We relied on our guide Shanti to give us the green light to walk through, and we didn't dare to stop or fool around.
Benson, the below one. This one.
Not long after, we arrived at our tea house for the night. Today's a short day and we've arrived at Tilicho Base Camp. Tomorrow will be the hard day, so we're gonna rest today. Ironically enough, I found my favorite view of the whole trek just behind the tea house. The slopes were partially covered in snow, highlighting the contours and textures of the mountains, accompanied by a roaring river in front. The whole scene was particularly mesmerizing, that I could just sit there and marvel at this scenery all day. Good morning! It's now 3:30 in the morning. Everybody's up and ready for Tilicho Lake. I don't know, I don't feel ready. I feel like I'm still traumatized by the experience I had in Iceland.
Is everything out of the room?
Learning from the experience of our Iceland hike, this time I was properly fueled before setting off. Headlamps on and up we went. Even though I was used to working in these wee hours, my brain was still super foggy, no matter how hard I tried to hype myself up. Walking became automatic. Seeing sun rays leak out from the cracks of the jagged mountains cheered me on. As the tops of the mountains around us slowly glistened in warm fuzzy orange, our bodies started to warm up and my spirits were lifted. I feel like I'm not struggling as bad today, so the acclimatization from the ice lake really did work. Having fun, the sunrise amazing, there were rays.
Here's the bad news. Because we only walk less than halfway. The guy said.
The key to hiking in high altitudes is to walk slowly and steadily. Hearing that there was still a long way to go didn't discourage me anymore, as I was truly enjoying myself this time. Almost there. Can't believe it. We've seen snow-covered peaks for days, but finally stepping on the pure snow brought such joy. I love the sound and the feeling of snow crunching beneath my feet.
It's quite icy, be careful. Don't stop.
Hello 5,000. That's more than 5 times the height of the tallest mountain in Hong Kong. Finally arrived at Tilicho Lake at 5,000 meters high. Feeling amazing. Wow. The lake was covered in snow when we got there. Everything looked pure, yet homogeneously monotone, like a snow-covered basin, in contrast to the aquamarine lake we were hoping for. I would have felt like my efforts were in vain in the past. Now I know it is all about the journey, not just the destination. Compared with my ice lake hike, I was having a blast today. Every time it gets easier if you don't give up. We grew stronger from every climb we made. I don't know about trail legs, but are trail lungs a thing? How are you doing?
So
You alright?
fucking exhausted. My knees, my back. No. I can't. I even doubt myself. Can't even make it to Kharka. Clean up and then. Yeah.
It had been a long day, but it wasn't over yet. We still had to retrace our steps through the landslide zone again, back to Shree Kharka. Luckily, it was mostly downhill from here. Two big climbs done, one more to go. So I'm getting my exam results probably within this week. This exam determines whether I can work as a doctor within the UK, so it is pretty important to me. So hopefully I get it when I'm at a place with Wi-Fi, because the network here really sucks. And I'm nervous, of course, but there are so many things, so many beautiful landscapes here to distract me, so it's good.